Welcome to the Wolves Den and episode 1 of a brand new series I've started. With no new action figures to review for a while, I thought I'd try something a little different. Since I've been collecting modern G.I. Joe figures for about 6 years now, and I've found that while I enjoy most of what is put out by Hasbro, I do like to either create my own characters or come up with my own designs for some of the pre-existing characters. So I thought I'd start a new short series showing off some of what I have customized. I know not everyone will find this interesting, but I do hope some of you enjoy this series. So in this first episode, we will take a look at what I did with the male Marauders Task Force figures. First figure we have here is Duke, and I know there have been many Duke figures over the years, but I was never really happy with the way any of them looked. I did like the head sculpt that I have on this one, though, and I believe it came with one of the Pursuit of Cobra Dukes. I can't remember the name of the one that it came with. But I did like that head sculpt. I thought that really looked like what I think Duke should look like. So I really like that head sculpt, and I tried to use it on different bodies over the years to varying degrees of success. But finally, when I got this body here, which is the Field Ops body, I thought, that looks like it would make a good base figure for Duke. So I popped the head on, thought it looked pretty good. Added some of the gun there, pouches there, and then recently got the bandolier, so I added the bandolier to him, some pouches there. I put a knife on the back there. And he's got the walkie-talkie here, which I didn't glue in, so if I want to take it out so he can actually use it, I left it as is. So I thought that made a pretty good Duke figure. Nothing really exciting about him, but I still thought it looked like a good Duke figure to me. So until Hasbro puts out something better, that is my go-to Duke right now. Another figure I was never satisfied with the different versions they put out over the years was Clutch. I did like this head sculpt. This was one of the 25th anniversary head sculpts. I thought it looked really good, so I wanted to use that. And like with Duke, I tried this head on different bodies and was never really satisfied with the different variations of Clutch I came up with. Then I got this body here with my latest shipment of Valkyrie's figures. It's the Recon Ops body, and it's got the rolled up sleeves, and I really thought this would make a good Clutch, so popped the head on. I thought it looked good. I got one of these vests here. I forget what the vests are called, but I think they're really nice looking. So I think the overall effect of putting all those parts together really does make a good looking Clutch figure, so I really like the way this one turned out also. For some reason, I never bought the Pursuit of Cobra Dusty. I just thought it was a nice looking figure, but at the time I just would always pass it up whenever I'd see it in the store, thinking I'll get it later, and I never did get it later. And as time went on, I wanted a Dusty figure. They put out the 50th anniversary one, which was neat in that they tried something different with the character, but in the end I really didn't like it. I wanted a Desert Trooper Dusty, and so I took the Marauders Desert Ops figure and I came up with this design here. Lots of pouches on him. Got the little ammo clip pouch there. It's the only time I've used on any of these customs, that ammo clip pouch. And then the helmet fits really well on this head, which is actually from the Pursuit of Cobra Zartan. It's the spare head that he came with. I thought it looked really good as Dusty, and it's nice that the helmet fits snug on his head there. The 50th anniversary Dusty, I actually did take the head sculpt from that, and I used it for someone else who is coming up next. Ripcord has always been one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite figures when I was a kid, and I was a little saddened when I started collecting again. There really wasn't a good Ripcord figure. So I decided to make my own using the Spec Ops body here from Marauders. I used one of their gas mask heads here, and I glued this hose, which I cut off from something else, and just kind of, tucked it underneath this parachute pack. I got the parachute pack from a Retaliation Flint, and I think it looks really good as Ripcord when he's skydiving. I think that's a good look. But when he finally lands and takes all his gear off, I do have another setup for him, which I will show you now. And here we have Ripcord without his parachute gear on. As you can see, I added these little straps here, got the knife there, got a pistol on his back, and there's the Dusty head from the 50th anniversary. I thought that made a better Ripcord than it did Dusty. And now let's take a look at some Cobra figures. The Cobra Cyber Ninja that came out in the Retaliation line came with a separate head, and I liked the look of that head. I wanted to use it for something, and this figure is what I ended up using it for. I thought I would make this character a more advanced bat, but after putting everything together, I decided against that and just decided that it would be a person in a suit. He's just got a special helmet. And so I came up with this character, and I call him Mole. And he's Cobra's infiltration and espionage specialist. Pretty simple design, but I think it works. I like the way he looks. And so this is the first unique character that I customized. I do have one more coming up next. Even though I just said this character was unique, really he's not. I call him the Cobra Heavy Trooper because he's just a Cobra Trooper, but he deals in heavy weapons. So he's got the armored plates here. He's got a rocket launcher, all kinds of pouches and grenades here. His pistol's on his back of his belt. He's got the visored helmet here, and he's wearing the special skull mask that came as part of the Kickstarter order. I just thought it was a nice look. So he's really not a unique character. He's just one of many Cobra Troopers that deals with heavy weapons. And the last figure for today is none other than Cobra Commander himself. And he's using the black with blue highlights Security Ops body, whereas the Cobra Trooper I just showed you has the blue with black highlights. And I like the 50th anniversary Cobra Commander. I like the idea of a black uniform Cobra Commander, but I didn't like the execution on that one. It had those weird red boots and the red cape. It just didn't look right. So when I got this armor piece off of a Destro from the 25th anniversary, I forget what Destro it was, but I liked the armor piece, and I put it on this body, put the Cobra Commander head on there, and I thought it worked really well as like a field commander Cobra Commander, a battle armor Cobra Commander. It's a Cobra Commander ready for action, not one that just sits behind the lines and makes decisions and cowers in a corner. No, this one gets out there and he's ready for combat. I really like the way he looks. This is probably my favorite of the custom figures I'm showing you today. I hope you've all enjoyed this look at some of the custom G.I. Joe figures I've made. Feel free to leave any comments or suggestions or even links to your own custom figures to show off to everyone else. Next time I'll be taking a look at what I did with the Marauder Valkyries figures. So until then, thanks for watching.